Let's do this thing. What's up, everybody? A little bit late this morning. I have a reason. First of all, welcome. It's Tuesday morning. Thanks for being here. My name's AJ Wrights Crypto. So I got pulled over this morning by a damn Cobb County. Let me fix this John a little bit. By the Cobb County Sheriff's Department. Pulled me over. He pulled me over. And then he comes to my window and says, "Are you AJ Wrights Crypto?" No, that's not what happened. I wish that's what happened. That's what happened in my mind. That's what happened in my brain. But yeah, I got pulled over in the caddy. Got pulled over. He was profiling. You know what I mean? He was profiling, and profiling is wrong. And, so I got pulled over, it's going a little bit too fast. I got a lead foot. Learned it from the Glitter Queen. And, and I think that's relevant. I think that's relevant because I think the market also got pulled over. I think we were going a little bit too fast. I think the Cobb County Sheriff's Office wants to slow us down. I didn't get a ticket. I didn't even get a written warning. I said, "Hey, I'm a crypto influencer. I'm late for my live stream." And he said, "Well, slow it down, son." And gave me a little pat on the shoulder. It was weird. He touched my shoulder. And then he said, "All right." And that was it. And it kind of hit me. You know what I mean? It kind of hit me like a ton of bricks that, I think that's what happened to the market. We got pulled over. We were going too fast, and that's certainly what happened. I was rushing to bring you the alpha. Damn straight I was. Damn straight. And hey, I tried to tell you guys. I tried. I started making charts for the Telegram group yesterday. And I looked at this chart and I looked at this chart and I looked at this chart and I said, shit, we're not looking good here. Well, you know what does it for me is when you look at the total crypto chart. The total chart is all the cryptos slammed together in one. The total 3 chart is all the cryptos minus Bitcoin, minus Ethereum. When you look at that chart and then you look at it upside down, it's very clear what direction we were headed. And after the live stream yesterday, I made an emergency video basically saying, "Hey, everybody, get out." Go short. If you're hodling for a year plus, fine, but go short with your short bags. If you only have so much money, get out. So I did make that video. I did try to tell you. I don't even tweet about every video I put out. And I do want to say this. This is what drives me a little bit crazy. This drives me about, crypto Twitter. I come on and I say, "Algorand, we're going to the moon. H Barbarians, we're going to rip. VFam, we're going to $1. Thousands of likes. I'm talking thousands. All right. And I come on yesterday and I say, "Hey, that's not an April Fool's joke, but we're falling down. We're going the wrong way." 74 likes. That's what I get. 74. Am I upset about it? A little bit, just a little bit. But this is the point. Look, I say here, look at this. Look, completely undervalued. Do you see the pattern? If you're not rich in 3 years, it's your fault. This tweet ripped, did great. I come on here and tell you, I gave it to you before it happened. 74 likes. But hey, I understand. It's not exciting. It's not fun when you lose money. But you can't say that I didn't try to tell you. I tried to tell you. I gave a lot. I spent an hour yesterday typing out the charts for the Telegram group. And I know I had a couple people message me like, "Dude, thank you so much. You saved me so much money." So I do appreciate that. And at least I helped some people directly. And, hopefully the people that watch that video, people that appreciate that, nobody wants negative news, Brumfield. You're completely right. Nobody wants negative news. But I want to tell you that I see these things. I had some, there's always the people that don't do YouTube, that don't say much except for negative things in the comments. And I did have someone say in that video, the 2-hour chart's worthless, blah, blah. And I'm like, don't you know that when things fall, you see it better on a smaller time frames? Like, it's totally relevant. I spent half that video talking about the weekly. And then, you know, I zoom in to show you support resistance and people get mad. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't know what to tell you. You can't please everybody. That's the true. You don't lose if you don't sell, Jeff. Hell yeah. That's facts. I agree with that. I agree. Man, and it's like you kind of look at, all right, so why is this happening? Well, George said that Jerome Powell speaking this week, and people are scared about what he's going to say. That's possible. I mean, we are still expecting 3 rate slashes this year. So I don't understand like why that's a big deal. And I really think if you just look at like the open interest and you look at like, you know, the heat maps and like how many people were leveraged, it makes a lot more sense. And really, I mean, I look at any time on the daily chart. I'll show you in the charts in a minute. But when you go green, and you go to new all-time highs, like you have to expect this. Like this is like 100%. Like this had to happen. I'm glad that it happened. I'm glad that the Cobbs County Sheriff's Office pulled over the market and said, hey, you're going too fast. And they don't give you a ticket. And that's an opportunity. Don't look at this as, oh no, because if you really look back to where we were just, you know, last September, and if we got to the prices where we are now, I mean, like we're still up. We're still up. 1, 2, you know, this is an opportunity. You know, I don't really like buying in the green, but you know, I do weekly DCAs regardless. So I buy in the green and it sucks. But, you know, now I'm buying in the red. You know, I'm DCAing very heavy today. We needed to cool off and clear the longs. I agree. That's what it was. And that's the truth. This is 100% an opportunity. Don't be upset. You know, this is the time to work harder. This is the time when you go back and you watch that scene from The Wolf of Wall Street. Does your wife think you're a no good piece of shit? Good. Pick up the phone and start dialing. That's the vibe right now. Double down, pick up the phone, start dialing, plug in, put in the work, double down, work harder, make more money, invest more money while the prices are lower. That's the goal. All right. So you guys rock. I appreciate each and every. I know I missed the super chat. We got my $5 super chat from my good friend Tristan Gage. Hey, thanks for the super chat, Tristan. I really appreciate you. What's up, brother? Hey, what's up, man? Remember special teams, special plays, and special players. Hell yeah. Algo and H-bar to the moon. Everyone have conviction. For sure. I mean, if this is all it takes to shake your conviction, you shouldn't be here. If this fall is all it takes to make you worry, you should not be in crypto. No, you just shouldn't. I mean, this is nothing. I talked last week about the ebb and the flow of crypto and about how newer people to the market who are not poker players are not calloused. They're not hardened. They're not toughened up with the ebb and the flow, and they're not good at taking those dents. They're not good at taking those hits. All right. You gotta be completely okay with it. It's like boxing, right? Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. Well, guess what? We just got punched in the face. So what are you going to do? You're going to throw in the towel? You're going to quit? Or are you going to like try to figure out your opponent and try a way to wiggle out of this thing? You know, that's all we can do. This is really an opportunity. I will obviously take a long look at the charts in a little bit. We got G.I. Joe. Thank you, AJ, for all of you do. I appreciate your kind words. We will bounce back after the halving. Brumfield, maybe not. Oh man, we got some super chats rolling in right now. The DRZ SM is a police magnet. Nope, got pulled over on the caddy this morning. The caddy. Lucrativity, that GRT short. Hey, I got you, bro. Don't worry. But guess what? My long-term GRT bags, I have publicly disclosed how much GRT I have. And I've bought well over 20,000 into the graph, and it went down, like a Fallout Boy song. It went down. But hey, it's all good. It's all good. It's a part of it. Ricky Burris, $5 super chat. Appreciate you, Ricky. Wore my Grogger shirt to the store yesterday, and a guy pointed at it and said, "Let's effing go." AJ writes crypto. No way. What? Take a picture with that guy, dude. It actually is kind of crazy. It happens to me all the time in airports. Airports are the place where basically almost every time I go, sometimes it has happened to me flying out of Atlanta and landing in Baltimore. Someone like, "You're AJ, it's crypto. Can I have a picture? Blah, blah, blah. What do you think about blah, blah?" And I'm like, "Hi." It's like really funny, actually. Shout out to Ricky Burris. Damn, we got a $50 super chat from Jeff Williams. Love your channel, Jebster. Dude, I do appreciate you. Thank you for the $50 super chat. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Speaking of super chats, if it is Tuesday, if anyone wants a portfolio rating, more than happy to put that out at the end of the show. To rate my portfolios at the end of the show. But obviously today is a big news day. I'm just hanging out for a couple minutes, talking to the chat, shooting the swoosh. But I'm going to look at news, and we are going to look at charts. And at the very end, if anyone wants a portfolio rating, more than happy to do that. I got pulled over on mine so much. Jeff Williams, info on your coaching. Yeah, no problem. Right down below. If you send an email to ajalphagroup@gmail.com. That is how you get signed up for the Telegram group. I do want to say it is a paid group. It just started 2 weeks ago. Have 80 people in there already. It's going very well. Have a lot of like really big trades already. Made some sick calls in 2 weeks. It's actually pretty crazy. And you know, a lot of people, some people are newer, some people are experts, and I have a little bit something for everybody. There's a good spread of like alpha calls and trade setups, and there's a good spread of education and strategy as well. Working on as hard as I can to have a little bit something for everybody. Yeah, so just send me an email to ajalphagroup@gmail.com. We'll get you signed up. And also, I want you to know, if you are on Telegram, you cannot search for the group and find it. It's a private group. So if you search AJ Writes Crypto on Telegram, you're going to end up in spam, fake, "Oh, send me $50. I'll send you 1,000 bullshit accounts." Don't do that. They're not real. All right. If you got into the graph around 15, 17 cents, you're still good. Exactly. That's 100% the point. And really, like, think about how many narratives the graph is hitting when you think, you know, AI, you think DPIN. Like, dude, the graph is like every hot button topic in crypto. This one project somehow covers it. Dude, it's going bull run stuff. I get really excited thinking about that one. Today is the kind of day you can multiply your X's. I 100% agree. All right, so let's couple things here. I still have where is it? I still have these two open. These two giveaways are still open. Just wanted to talk about these really fast. This one here, I'll give it, this next Grogger drop is 100 H Barbarian shirts for the H Barbarians. I'm doing the giveaway before the shirt goes out this time. I think the shirt's going to go out probably tomorrow, actually. And but you can win one for free if you like and retweet this post. And also 100% of the profits from this drop are going. So it's basically what I've done with every Grogger drop. Is what I've done is I get 50% of the profits. You know, I split it with Crypto Chips because they do the distribution, they do the design, but I do the marketing, and it's my clothing line. So when we sell 100 shirts, I really only make like a couple $100 off of it. But it's kind of more for like an awareness thing because it's a brand that I'm building. I don't really need everything to be this big deal like right now. But what I'm doing is, basically when I get my couple $100 from the shirts, I just tell them to keep it. And I ask them to make me as many shirts of that shirt as you can in a various sizes, and just mail it to me. And we'll call it good. They're like, yeah, no problem. So, after every Grogger drop, I get like a box of shirts so then I can use them for giveaways or give them to my friends or give them to my mom or like whatever, you know what I mean? So, and for this one, I definitely want to, get that one out there to as many people as I can, because, obviously a lot of people are bullish on HBAR. It's not like I'm like making money off this stuff. I'm really just doing it for awareness, and I think it's fun. Clothing lines are awesome. And, I am going to have my own website eventually. David from Crypto Chips is still going to do the design for Grogger, but it won't be on the Crypto Chips website anymore. It will be on my own website pretty soon. I have like a drop shipping thing set up. And so just want to say that, hey, sports trending UFC 300. I will be there. I will be there in Vegas with the V-Chain family. Shout out to V-Chain. Super excited for to go to UFC 300. Also, if you have not checked out my interview with Sonny Liu, founder of V-Chain, make sure you check out the interview out. Really good stuff there. Could not be more bullish on V-Chain. And also, this giveaway is still open. Going to close both of these giveaways today. So I'm just talking about them one more time in case you haven't got involved. So in this one, there will be 3 people who win this little pack with a book bag, a hat, and a t-shirt. 3 people will win that pack, and 1 person will win $100 in bet. All you have to do is like and retweet the tweet, follow VChain, and like and comment on the recent interview with Sonny Liu, the founder of VChain. So, yep, big shout out to the H Barbarians, VFam. Could not be more bullish on these projects. And people ask like, dude, like, why have you picked the projects you've picked? And I think some of it, like, I think a lot of it started off like with Algorand. I started off being bullish on Algorand completely from a trader fundamental angle. It was completely indicators, well over a year ago when I made my first video appearance on BitBoy Crypto. I did a portfolio update where Ben had his portfolios, and that's like the way I do them now. And Ben would buy every week, and he had a $5,000 ISO 222 portfolio. And I said, well, I'm going to buy $5,000 of just Algorand and compare it to your portfolio. And I did that at 29 or 30 cents. And the next week, Algorand went to 40 cents. And that was when everyone in the Algo fam completely embraced me. And I was like, hell yeah, let's go. Called it, nailed it. And from there, I was actually like, oh, this project is sick. Like, I actually got into the project from there. Cause like I think some people sleep on the fact, like, of course, 100%. Like, I'm a writer and I learn about all these things and what some people like read about once. I've done like crazy deep dive rabbit hole stuff. Like, I've written like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of scripts for BitBoy Crypto. So obviously, like, you learn, like, my crypto education is very high given how much research I've done over time. But I think people forget that, like, I am a day trader. Like, that's what I do. I'm a degen. I trade basically every day. So it's like, I think some people kind of forget that. So sometimes people are like, why are you so big on this thing? Well, sometimes it's because I'm trading and it makes a lot of sense. And then other times it's like, oh, wait, like, they're actually doing really cool stuff over there. And then, that is kind of like how I've got slowly over time and embrace so many communities. You know what I mean? I've always been big on Cardano. I've always been big on Algorand, on HBAR, on VChain. Like, this isn't a new thing. Like, I've been big on these projects for a while. It's just cool now that, like, I've kind of grown, come into my own. I've become my own influencer. It's still a small channel, but I have full belief in myself and my abilities and in this community. And I think, this is going to grow. I don't know how big, but it's going to grow for sure. And it's good. Like, I'm able to get these like big interviews, like with the founders and CEOs of these projects. I do them all the time. I have an interview tomorrow with Shane Higdon, the CEO and co-founder of the HBAR Foundation, tomorrow. No big deal, So could not be more excited to have that interview with Shane. I actually asked him. I have some tough questions lined up for him. I'm also doing a Crypto for Life. I'm doing an interview with them today. I think I met him on the book tour or something, and he asked me like 2 months ago, hey, you want to do an interview with me? And I put it off. And I was like, all right, let's do it. So I'm going to do an interview with him today. And you got to share the love. No problem. I like Silvio, Turing Award winner, for sure. We need collector's editions. like a Grogger drop where there's only like 10 of them and they're like $900. Like a Burberry Grogger drop. That would be insane. Hey, When will the gold membership merch be released for Telegram? And do you have any interview info regarding Onyx Coin? Not much on Onyx Coin. I will look into it. But good news. I actually have talked to David just yesterday, or no, Sunday, when we were talking about the H Barbarian drop that's coming. He made a design that was originally intended for the Telegram group, but the design is so crazy good that I'm like, no way that can just be for the Telegram group. Like the Telegram group design, we thought of another design for that one, and it is really sick. But the one that he made is like the scales of justice, except it's like an astronaut with wild. And I'm almost like, that shouldn't even be like a limited drop. That should be a shirt anyone can get all the time. And I think so. We've been working on it. It will probably be, if they will be mailed out probably in 2 weeks, if that's fine. Obviously the Telegram group's a new thing, a lot of moving parts, but I understand. Yeah, Ricky Burris lives near Baltimore, man. That bridge, man. Shout out to that bridge. That was absolutely rough. Do you still believe Algorand will be above $1? 100%. 100%. All right. Going to dive into some of the things here. All right. Bang, 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 and bang. Okay. Here we are. Let's get a fresh refresh on CoinGecko. Just take a quick look at the prices. Bitcoin 65.6, Ethereum 32. We are probably bouncing on the very small time frames, but obviously we are down a little bit. I mean, it's really not even that bad, to be honest with you guys. Like, Doge was 20, now it's 18.7. Avalanche was 55, now it's 47. Like, we're not down that bad. It could be way worse. Is this a part of a larger downtrend? I think that's something we could certainly talk about, but I am really not that concerned. A render short called it. The graph short called it. Optimism short called it like over a week ago on Telly. Phantom, always call Phantom. Anytime Phantom moves, I called it. Jupiter, that's been one I've been watching a lot. Algorand 23, also got to unlock my algo off of Messina. Definitely going to do that today. And Pyth down to 85 cents. Okay, just kind of, sometimes I look at these overviews are for myself. All right, gainers and losers, top 100. Not going to look at all of them today. All right, let's pull this up so you guys can see it. That's no way that's still the same. Yep, Core still leading. OMG. BitTensor, BitGet, Litecoin, and basically that's it. And then on the loser side, and this is what I'm saying, it's not that bad. Like Conflux down 12%, 11, Aptos 11, Pith, Pepe, Bonk 10, and everything else is down less than 10%. Like, did we take a dent? Yes. Did we have a flash crash? Yes. But is it really that bad? Is it? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. All right. Litecoin is pumping. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. 57,000 golden pocket. That's for sure. Well, I'll go H bar 10x this bull run. They better. Smash the likes for sure. Smash the likes. Am I staking algo for 11 period? Yes, for sure. So basically with algo staking, hold on. I actually need to take my hoodie off. I'm dying over here. 1 second. I wore my Under Oath shirt today. Shout out to Under Oath. Probably one of the best post-hardcore bands to ever grace a stage. Listen to the album. They're only chasing safety and Define the Great Line. 2 absolute bangers. Amazing. Shout out to Under Oath. Saw them live like a couple months ago. It was awesome. So yeah, so staking for Algorand P11, 100%. So basically with staking Algorand, it's like a quarter lockup at a time, right? So the way I see it is like, okay, am I going to want to sell my Algorand in the next 3 or 4 months? No. No, I'm not. I'm kind of going off the Bitcoin halving cycle. If you ask me, maybe this time next year, I might be a little bit timid to do that because, if the bull run can happen anywhere between, August, December. Obviously, we're going to fluctuate. It's not going to be straight up in one direction, but I'm going to be a little bit more timid about locking my stuff up for 3 to 4 months once we get closer to the projected bull run based off the Bitcoin halving cycle. So right now, I'm locking it every time for sure. I'm not 100% which one I'm going to do yet. I might do some Messina, some leveraged on folks. I like them both. This is the one I just did. I did all of it on Messina, mainly because one, I did some sponsored content with them, and two, I wanted to give it an honest chance. So I'm going to circle back with them and see what's going on. And, I'm probably going to lock some up on both, but I will certainly be participating in this next governance period. PAL price prediction. All right. That's a whole video. That's an entire video. And there's not it's hard to do price predictions when there's not previous price action to go off of. It really, there's not previous dominance levels. You can't really use a Gonfan that well. I mean, you can, but you don't have any support resistance. You're just in discovery. So when you make a price prediction based strictly off discovery, what you have to do then is compare it to other coins with similar market caps that have been around, maybe like 2 or 3 coins, to get an idea of the percentage, like the aggressiveness of the volatility. And then you kind of want to take those caps into dominance and kind of average them together, and then project from there. And even then, it's an educated guess when you're just dealing with something that's in discovery. So a PAL price prediction, not very high up on my list right now. I will admit I do need to do more price prediction videos. Lately, I have been super caught up, making TA and stuff for the Telegram. I have been making an effort to put out more pre-recorded videos. If you noticed last week, a lot more pre-recorded videos came out this week. I already have one come out. I'm going to have a portfolio update. I have a RSI script that I already wrote. I was going to do the cup and handle follow-up, but we're dumping, so it doesn't make sense to do it while we're dumping. And also, cup and handle is like, it takes time to play out. You know what I mean? And we're going to look back in like a couple months when we wake back up and go around. And then you're going to see the measured moves. And if I did it now, it would really be a tough video, because I would say, oh, look, this one was only 10% away from the measured move, and then we fell. And this one went past the measured move, and then we fell. And then this one went here, and then we fell. Like, that's not an easy video to make. So I will do the cup and handle follow-up when the market makes sense. I have attempted 2 times to film the Ethereum price prediction. I told you about the files, the corruption, and everything like that. So an Ethereum price prediction is next on the list. I'm going to try to get that this week. I also have a Phemex script I'm going to do. I have a sponsored video with Lingo, which is a vacation crypto project. That's actually a really cool project in terms of RWAs. Going to have that one. I have the interview with Shane from HBAR and TA updates along the way. So there is a lot of content coming out. It's just a matter of, one by one, systematically banging it out. A shirt with no crypto on it. How dare you? Yeah, right. I know. Okay, cool. Checking out the chat. All right, let's jump into a couple stories and then we will do the things. Okay, so Michael Saylor breaks silence on Bitcoin in the wake of crypto bloodbath. You know what I've noticed lately? The word bloodbath has been a very hot buzz word lately, because Donald Trump said in some recent speech that it's going to be a bloodbath. And now everyone is using that word because it's high up in the algorithm. So you will see the word bloodbath more than usual. I spend a lot of time looking at like Google Analytics on like what things are more searched than other things and hot button words, and it's an SEO thing. But all right, so Michael Saylor breaks silence. It wasn't really much. It's time to bet on the future of Bitcoin. Of course, that's what he's saying, because he has an absolutely insane, massive Bitcoin position. We all know MicroStrategy, right? So, of course, Bitcoin falls down, and this is Michael. Bet on the future. Bet on the future, because this is him. That looks like a guy who needs you. Please buy Bitcoin. Please let me be right. To be fair, I like there's a big argument on if Sailor is good or bad for crypto. And regardless, it doesn't matter if he's good or bad for crypto, because if it wasn't for whales like him, we wouldn't be able to have the fluctuations that we do have. So, I mean, obviously you could take like a kind of a more punk rock stance as like a normal retail investor who has less than $100,000. It doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Like if he was here or if he wasn't here, it wouldn't make a difference. But we need people like him, in my opinion. And I think overall he has been a net positive for the space. 100%. I think Sailor's been a net positive. So bet on the future. I'm not against that. I'm not against that message at all. Not at all. Interesting. Dog Whiff becomes the third largest meme coin, breaks 4 billion cap. Let's go. This story did come out earlier today. So I guess despite I know Whiff only is still at like 398. It didn't really fall that hard. Yeah, so that's really the story there. That's pretty cool. And then there's also a larger conversation about meme coins with Vitalik and Arthur Hayes weighing in on the meme coin frenzy. Obviously, I think the meme world is still alive and well. Maybe has trended down a little bit from like last week or the week before, but obviously like meme coins are the craze. Do I participate in the meme coin frenzy? Yes, but I do it from the stance as a more traditional trader, not I'm putting $1,000 into this coin that launches tomorrow. That's not my thing. It never will be my thing. And that's because I'm a trader with an edge on the market. When you're a trader with an edge on the market, you trade with your edge on the market. If you trade without your edge on the market, it's a casino. Okay, but when you have a calculated strategy, you use it when you trade. If you have a calculated strategy and don't use it, it's not smart. So with meme coins, I have always been the type of person that says I will wait for something to wake up and then put money down on it. Like Dog Whiff. I bought a lot of it at like 220, 230. I still have it. It's at like $4. I nailed it. You know what I mean? I'm not really a proponent of I need to make $1 million off one trade. I want to make 1 million calculated, educated trades. That's my perspective. But yeah, hey, if you're a meme person, not hating on it, I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome how much money people make with meme coins. Don't get me wrong. So Raoul Pal, meme coins, stupid and valueless. He would say that. He's a bird. And then Arthur Hayes, you can poo-poo these things such as stupid and valueless, but it brings attention and more engineers to the space. It's a positive for the chain itself. It's fun. It's just humorous, experimenting and playing games with each other that have a monetary payout. I think that's more of a erudite take. For those of you that don't know, erudite is another word for smart. I like that word. And I really think that's kind of the way I feel about it too. Meme coins are obviously the door to mass adoption. I know Rodney. I know Ben and Rodney like aren't besties and they like have taken shots at each other, but I will give props to Rodney. Rodney has he's smart when it comes to meme coins. Definitely check him out if you are bullish on meme coins. I don't like some of the things he said about Ben, and I don't like that clash, but I met him in person a couple of times and he was super nice to me, and he knows his shit with meme coins. So I'll give him credit. When I think like meme coins, he's like the first person I think about because he's constantly posting around meme coins. So Vitalik Buterin's take on this is one answer to this conundrum is to shake our heads and virtue signal about how much we are utterly abhorred and by stand against the stupidity. We can also ask another question. If people value having fun and financial gains, then there could be a more positive sum version of this whole concept. It feels like there is an unclaimed opportunity here to try to create something more positive and some long lasting. I want to see higher quality fun projects that contribute positively to the ecosystem and the world around them get more mind share. That's fair. That's a fair take. People talking about meme coins. All right. So, and also if you really do want to, I will get to your question in a second. If you really do want to do your homework on meme coins, the first place I always go is Bird Eye. I know there are other sites, obviously, but I really like this one. Here, let me pull it up right here in a second. Okay, here it is right here. It's called birdeye.so. All right, and you can go on all chains here and look at all the chains, like, what's winning, what's losing. You can find these things, or you can actually search them by ecosystem. Here's Solana, Ethereum, BNB, Arbitrum, Optimism, Base, Polygon, Avalanche. If you're looking for Solana, click Solana. Mu, Mega, Mu, Swift, Queen. These things are ripping. And then you can kind of find them from there. You can find their social medias. You can find their Discord. You can kind of get in there and figure out what's going on here. And I think that's a good way to go about it. Obviously, if you're going to get like the drop, you're going to get that from the inside, but you can still, research coins traditionally on places like this and do just fine. All right. So, Jonathan Blackstone, $5 super chat. Jonathan, thanks for the $5. What do you think about Fetch merging with two other with the two other AI couldn't? Wait, what? What do you think about Fetch merging with the other with two other AI couldn't? Okay. I think it's cool. With you're talking about like with the Fetch Ocean AGIX. I'm actually surprised that they're pushing for it. I don't know if it's actually happened or not. I remember the last I read it was proposed. It might have been happened since then, not 100%. But what I will say is that I think it's cool that the projects let's just say they're merging together. That's great. But it also makes me think, was it a fear-based decision? And that's actually kind of more what I'm worried about, because that's a very serious, that's like H-Bar and Algorand and Cardano saying, yeah, we're going to merge together. Ah. What? I don't feel like they would want to do that unless they needed to, right? So I'm kind of like, is that a fear-based decision? And did they think that they couldn't make it without merging? That's kind of my question. But like I saw an article that was like, if they combine, ASI would be worth over $7 billion, and that's great. They could be an AI powerhouse. Maybe it is better that way. But it also makes me think like, I think those projects should have been fine without that, right? I don't know. Hard to tell. All right, let's look at crypto. Let's look at some TA here. We obviously have a lot to catch up on. We obviously have a whole lot to catch up on. All right, so oops, let me share the tab so you guys actually see the tab. All right, boom. I'll make my face smaller. I'm not that important right now. Okay. See all these alarms going off, everybody? Those alarms should have been going off on your screen all night. Okay. Your phone should be going beep, 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 beep. You should be getting emails. You should be getting text messages. You should be setting alarms. If you are not setting alarms, you're not doing yourself any favors. This was one of the first levels I talked about, render. All right. And when we lost this level, all right. And this is what happens. I talk about, oh no, we lost this level. And then the market goes, eh. And then there was like, oh, AJ, blah, blah, blah. Don't you know anything? Yes, actually, I do. Look at that. This is how it works. Just because something crosses the level doesn't mean it's not going to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. That's trading. That's how it happens. But generally, even if you went short, the second the alarm went off, you still would have been good for 8%. And you'd still be good for 4% if you stayed in the trade. Would you have been kind of upset for a couple hours as you were wrong for 2%? Yeah, but overall, when you lose support resistance, even if you go short just in that moment and don't time the trade at all, you would still have been fine. You still would have been fine. All right. So kind of zooming out, 2-hour chart. So there's that alarm. This was from the Telegram group at 990. And, a lot of this idea has everything to do with the volume profile. If you look at the visible range volume profile, and right, you see this, and then you see this, Well, look at this gap. You see this gap between 970 and 753. Okay. What has happened is that we are holding up at this level. It's actually really interesting because if you actually go back and look at other support resistance levels on the 2-hour on render, there it is. See that level from over here? Let me make this easier for y'all to see. You see that little fella? You see that wick? Look at where we turned around. Look at where it caught. Okay, so that support resistance level was kind of a sneaky one, and it did wick below it. But this is a 2-hour chart, and you see these long candles here. Those are called hammers, generally reversal indicators, and we do have a big bullish divergence playing out. Oscillator going one way, price going the other on the 2-hour chart. Okay, but here's the thing. So some people said, well, shouldn't you go long here? Shouldn't you go long here? Well, my answer is okay, because the truth is that there is a longer downtrend in play here, but if you kind of just go like this and draw the local downtrend, okay, like that would be the local downtrend, not the bigger picture one, but the smaller time frame downtrend. The truth is that render could actually get back above the 990 level, and it could even go to like 1018, 1020. It can move 7% to the upside and still technically be in this downtrend. So could you long from here to here? Yes, you could. Would I advise it? Probably not, unless you timed it like down here at that support resistance level. If you knew that about that support resistance level and monitored that level and got an alarm on that level and said, oh, we're bouncing, okay, you can scalp that long for days. But generally to newer traders, what I will say is that we are in this downtrend until we are not. And generally, you want to trade with the direction. You want to wait for this thing to come up. What I'm thinking is render could maybe even come to the support resistance. It is a 4% move, but you could scalp that if you wanted to. But generally, what I'm saying is that you're looking for the short. You're looking for the short here. You're trying to trade with the direction of the market. Yes, you can scalp against. Yes, that's possible, but it's smarter to swim with the fishes. Okay. We did talk about this render chart at length. Okay. And it's actually very funny here. This next chart I'm about to show you, I'm getting rid of some of these little yellow things. So yesterday I talked about, when something is a triangle, and it loses the support resistance level, it becomes a channel. Okay. Does that make sense? All right. So triangle, we lose the level. Now it's like this. Look what happened to the graph. Look what happened to the graph. I literally could not have drawn this any better. Boom. Here was the triangle. Okay. I'll make this line bigger and I'll make it yellow so you can really see it. All right. See this yellow triangle here? There it was. And now I'll get rid of it momentarily. Now look, there's the channel. And look at where the graph bounced. Oh, on the lower band of the channel. Wow. I'm impressed. I could not have articulated that any better in that video that I put out yesterday. Nailed it. And look, we even have a little bullish divergence. You know what I mean? If you kind of consider that channel has been respected, could you long from here to support resistance? Yes. Could you long from here to the upper band of the channel? Yes. This situation, the long's a little bit more friendly than the other one, but I would still prefer, if you're hodling, you're hodling. But if you're day trading, yes, if you're an expert trader and you know exactly what you're doing and you know exactly where to set your stop loss, you know exactly how much risk you want to take, you know what your goals are, you know what you're doing, yes, you can get away with some scalp longs in here. But to the beginners specifically, if you're in a down channel, you're going the overall direction of since the top at UFC 299, this right here, we were at the fight. And I said, am I going to sell? And I said, no, because I want a tax break. All right. Since then, we're down 31% in 24 days. This thing, I feel like there is a point where I don't think we're going to break down out of this downtrend. I think we're going to respect the realm of this downtrend. Okay. I don't think we're going to zoom down like that. I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. But until this band gets broken, I would rather see beginner traders go short than long in a down channel situation. All right. I do feel the need to say that because I know there are a lot of beginners watching the show. My guy Chauncey, shout out to Chauncey Peppertooth in the house with the P-Tooth coin. Chauncey, how's P-Tooth doing, bro? Are we ripping or what? When are you going to send me my money? Shout out to Chauncey. You're good, man. I got pulled over this morning, kind of a little bit late for the show, but I made the analogy that I got pulled over. I was going a little bit too fast, and that's what happened to the market. The market, we got pulled over. We were going a little bit too fast. The Cobb County sheriffs had to slow us down. We do have 237 people in the house. Hey, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to sign up to my exclusive Alpha Telegram group, make sure you send an email down below, ajalphagroup@gmail.com. A lot of people that are mods, a lot of people in the chat have already signed up for the group. I think it's about 80 people in the group right now. We've been winning trades left and right. If you're thinking about it, send me an email. We can talk about it. It's all good. Been trying to grow the Grogger Nation. We've been doing very well. All right, so shout out to Tanker Monkey. Shout out to Karen Harris, Captain Cardano, and Chauncey Peppertooth. P-Tooth holding up. Love to see it. All right, going to look at a couple more trades here. So, and this is kind of, some of what we've been seeing with a lot of these charts. Jupe, for instance, this has been a chart. Solana has woke up big time. Solana has made it very clear that it is going to be a massive player blue chip project. And when you see the massive player blue chip projects really wake up, you know what the dead giveaway is when other projects on the chain really start to do well. That is why I watch Pyth. That is why I watch Jupe. That is why I am looking at Bird Eye, because there are so many projects on Solana that are very, very good. And Jupe and Pyth specifically are my two favorites, obviously. Jupiter. Okay. So, and this one is, we did talk about this one in the group. This is a smaller time frame chart here. And, we talked about this support resistance level. We also talked about this support resistance level, the one that's not a thicker line, the thinner line. But dead serious, you come from here to here, you are looking at about a 7% win. It has bounced and has got above this level. Okay. Oh, I thought I had my brush. This level. Now I'm kind of wait to see if it's going to retest this, 161 line. Personally, I'm thinking it could come up here, maybe sneak above, get rejected, and there would be the short if you kind of consider the local downtrend. Okay, so let's do this again. But for this chart, for Jupe here, here's the top band of the downtrend. Okay, here's the lower band of the downtrend. Okay, so are we really trying to go long in this one? Not really. This one's a much smaller channel than, say, the graph. The graph is a pretty large channel. This one's a very small channel. It is a local channel as well. The graph is more of like a 6-hour chart channel. This is a 12-minute chart channel. But guess what? The shit that goes down that the traders are timing happens on smaller time frames. You can't time a trade on the 2-hour chart. You just can't do it. I don't care who you are. All right. So basically, what I'm saying here is that look at this point of intersection. That point of intersection is today at about an hour from now. Okay. So in about an hour, that it will be this point of intersection. So Jupe could break. So what I'm saying is if Jupe breaks support resistance, it is also breaking the downtrend at this level. Okay. So that's a big ask, which is why I kind of think we're going to hit here and come down like that. Okay. You're in a downtrend until you're not. So what do we do here? What do? We click the upper band of this. We set an alarm on that baby because we want to know once per bar. So it goes off every time. So we want to know when it wakes up. All right. There you go. Gave you that one. This one, and look at it from this perspective, Look at it from this perspective. It was once a triangle. You see the triangle here? It was once a triangle, and now it's a downtrend. That's, once you lose the triangle, it becomes a channel. It's that simple. All right, so keep a close eye on Jupe moving forward. Bitcoin. We got to talk about Bitcoin, right? It's crypto. It's crypto. All right, let's start with Bitcoin on the daily, okay? And this is kind of where it's kind of obvious, right? Let me get rid of some of these. I have the brush on. One sec. It is kind of obvious with Bitcoin. And this is, I see this little gear button down here on the right. Go up here and click invert scale. Look at that. Look at this. Double bottom, slightly higher low, coming up, testing support resistance. This is a bullish setup. Nothing is more bullish than a double bottom about to break support resistance with a slightly higher low. That's a great setup. But guess what? It's inverted. Now you see the truth. If you're unsure, look at the chart upside down. It might seem dumb, but trust me, it works. It works very well. And when you look at it from this angle, you realize that, okay, we've already lost a couple of these support resistance levels, and we already have touched 64.9, basically 65,000. Okay. That is a very, very big support resistance level. If we lose that one, you're kind of doomed for the rest of them. And also you consider the daily chart moving up like this, and look, anchor wave, trigger wave, bearish divergence, daily chart. This is large time frame stuff. All right. To be fair, when you zoom in on the 2 hour, it isn't the worst thing in the world that Bitcoin's putting up a fight here. Okay. But just because it's putting up a fight here, I mean, this is actually interesting because look at this, kind of respected that. Yeah. If I pull that, yeah. Bitcoin has respected this. Okay. All right. So there's that. I don't know why it's not letting me draw that, but you see my point. We have like a downtrend in an uptrend. There's 1,000 channels, but you do need to do your best to see them. But it is interesting where Bitcoin bounced. Very interesting. So really, this uptrend level is really what you want to watch on Bitcoin. Is the 65,000 level important right here? 64.9. Yes, very important level. But equally important is this uptrend right here on the 2 hour. I feel like it's likely to be broken, very likely to be broken, considering the macro. And what really gives it away for me, for any of you who did not see the video I put out yesterday, is the total chart. Okay, and when you look at this one upside down, look how bullish this looks. Oh my God, it's so bullish. So bullish, but that's upside down. We're actually going this way. Okay, so, it has held. To be fair, it's not the end of the world. All right, look at even this little level right there. Not even the big one. I'll make that line a little bit smaller, and I'll change the color to yellow. Okay, it even held that level. It's not like we're coming down here to retest these other lows. Like the other dips we had in March could have been worse than this one, or this could be a step in it. Okay, listen, we have to try to differentiate here. If this, you see how we came down here and we had this dip right here, right? You see this little dip? And look, we came up a couple candles, and then look at what happened. We got shut down. This is a 2 hour chart by the 50-day EMA, the red line. And anytime the chart, the price action is trading below the 50-day EMA, generally bearish continuation. Okay, generally. And then we crossed up. This is all a 2 hour, but it's still relevant. We came up here and we got rejected, slightly higher low. This is the total chart, by the way, all of crypto smashed together. And now we have held at this support resistance. This is a good place to hold. Well done. But we have to get through the EMAs. This is like the boss fight of the battle. Just because we hold support resistance, I mean, that's not even like getting to the battlefield. The battlefield's actually up here. All right. So don't, getting little bounces like this is good, but I am still very skeptical. And obviously the support resistance level is from this touch right there on the total chart. So, you could alarm the total chart if you want to. I'm not going to, because I look at it all the time. But, so really, I mean, we could bounce all day even. We could bounce all day and still end up being in this crazy ass downtrend. H bar, unfortunately, man, I hate to draw this. Anchor wave, trigger wave, bearish divergence on a weekly chart. Not the best. We have had a couple closes above the 200 EMA on the weekly. Even if we could be coming closer to a bull cross on the weekly, if we somehow can stop there. If we kind of come down to the 5 day, even, the 5 day is actually very interesting for H bar, because here is the death cross on the 5 day. Okay. And here's like this big valley. Rounded bottoms do pay the bills. A wise man once told me that. And we have a big bearish divergence. See, oscillator, anchor wave, trigger wave, that direction. Oscillators are trending this way. This way down, while the price is going that way. All right. That's what I mean by divergence. Some people don't know what that means. All right. It's the oscillators diverging from the trend of the price action. All right. But so H bar is in a very strange spot where there's this support resistance level from the top of that little guy right there. All right. So it's approaching this level, which is at, basically 10 cents. It's 10,004, but let's just say 10 cents. It's approaching this level with a bearish divergence, but the EMA is actually coming up. Look at this. We're so close to a bull cross on the 5-day with the bearish div. So it's kind of like if H bar say this was just a flash crash. Paint the scenario where Bitcoin holds the $65,000 level. What if this is just a shakeup? What if this isn't like the big blah down the hill? What if H bar can bounce off that 10? Bull cross happens. It's possible. It's possible. It really is. And my point here, and also you want to keep an eye on the support resistance level as well. This one's at 9. Okay. You want to have a support resistance 10, support resistance 9, because that kind of is the separator between, this possible area and, the bullshit we dealt with for the past couple of years being loyal H barbarians. When we zoom in, very small 2-hour, look at where it bounced. Look how many times H bar has respected this level. In the case of the graph, where the graph has, lost that level, the graph has become a down channel, a downtrend. H bar has not. H bar is still, for now, in a triangle. I'll cut the fat out of some of that one. But you see my point. So big alarm, big support resistance at 10 cents for H bar. I might have this alarm drawn on other charts. That's just the first one I clicked on, but I'm going to draw it on this one just in case. All right. Very similar situation with Algorand. Looking at the weekly, price go up, anchor trigger wave, bearish divergence, unfortunate. Looking at like a 5-day, I want to see if there's something similar to, Algorand's so far away from, it's a much different scenario from H bar. Do you know why? Because, this one's actually a lot closer. This one's a lot further away from the bull cross, where H bar is very close to the bull cross on the 5-day. And, Algorand has the same bearish divergence, but it's also what's interesting. If you look at the 5-day, look at the curvature of the money flow, it just started to get into the green. It's just starting to get into the green. So, there's obviously so many levels here that need to hold up. And also if you consider, this level right there, look how many times this level has been tested. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Obviously, big test right here from when we came up in Christmas time. We did put in a higher high from what we saw in Christmas. We're actually sitting right at that level right now. Keep in mind, this is a 5-day. So when we zoom into, say, a 2-hour, Algorand is basically setting on that level and is still a little bit above where it was below. So I guess big SR for Algorand is at 22 cents, 22.08. Big SR for Algorand. Algorand needs to hold that level. But it is a very similar situation to H bar, but not exactly. Also, you want to look at Pyth. Like I said, I have really been targeting Solana ecosystem projects a lot, because Solana is obviously a big leader right now. And look at this. So this had like an ascending triangle. It actually broke out from that, 10 up, and then has since lost it and lost the previous low. Okay, so now Pyth, the level we want to see Pyth break is this support resistance, which is at the point of control on the visible range volume profile at 87.5. We're gonna kind of come back to that one. This is obviously a very important level on the chart when you draw it across and see how many times it's been bounced off of. So this could be a dip down below the value area, and it could wake back up above it, but that remains to be seen. So obviously big level 87.5 for Pyth. And then Aptos, obviously another one I have been targeting in the trading group. So this one actually was very interesting how it broke above the support resistance here. Back last week, we nailed this trade on the group. We nailed that trade big time. Since then, it has, started to form its own downtrend. Okay. If you kind of come like one of these situations, okay, kind of a broadening descending channel. But really, it's in the same situation that the graph is in. Okay, so it was in a triangle. If you consider this the triangle here, but it has lost the triangle and has became the down channel. Okay, but look, it has bounced off the down channel, just like the graph did, Okay, so Could you long Aptos? Could you scalp long it? Let me give you the indicators here. Let me turn on high IQ. High IQ. Okay. Nothing too much on that one. Nadaria Watson envelope, maybe. Yep, we have had some reversal signals on the envelope. So yeah, you could use scalp long Aptos from here to support resistance. Yep, it'd be a 10% trade. That probably will be a higher risk scalp trade that I might put in the Telegram group right there on APT. It is a risky trade. You could try to time it on even smaller time frames because it is coming down temporarily on the 2-minute, when really this level 1491 would be kind of the do or die. This would be, if we can bounce here, you could scalp long from there, but we're talking advanced trading there. But you know what I'm saying here on the 12-minute is, you know, you could try to time it, but personally, I would rather wait it out and look for a short. I would rather wait it out, look for a short. It does look good on the 2-hour. It does. But when you zoom in, trying to time that trade, it's a little bit difficult. It gets a little bit difficult on the 2-hour. So there is my list of charts for today. Oh, yeah. Someone once said they wanted to see Cardano. Let's look at Cardano. Then we'll call it a day. All right. So very, very similar situation. Oh, look, AJ's been here before. Look at where AJ's been. Just look at this. See me? I circled this in the past. Just saying, hey, look, everybody. Look. And if you keep drawing this line across, look at where we turned around. It's like these levels that I talk about time and time and time and time again actually matter. Holy shit. Wow. Well, I'm not going to lie. I don't like being arrogant, like whatever. But when I do that and I like, you know, talk about this level over and over and over, and then there's a crash and it literally turns around at that level, I'm just like, damn, AJ, like you're really, like you're good at this. Like, you know, it's just funny. It makes me laugh because I'm just like, holy shit, you know, that because sometimes I second guess myself. You know what I mean? I do. I'm just like anybody else. I think to myself, oh man, like did I mess this up? But then, you know, you kind of look back in retrospect and you're like, holy shit, I was actually right on the money there. You know, why did I second guess myself? So, you know, similar to other charts, Cardano is, you know, obviously in a little downtrend here. Let me make this line bigger and I'll make it blue. All right. So, you know, Cardano needs to break out of this. It is in somewhat of a triangle as it is respecting the floor here where we had a little turnaround at 56.9. So basically 57 cents, big support resistance for Cardano. The most important level on the chart right now on Cardano is 57 cents. Write it down, set an alarm. All right. I'm going to set an alarm on this just to practice what I preach here. Okay. Once per bar, create. Okay. So now we're kind of watching that level. Cardano is still a triangle. It's not a downtrend. Okay. Now we talked about that with the graph. Was a triangle. Now it's a downtrend. Cardano still a triangle. All right. You know, small time frame scalp trading. It does look like it's coming down. You could get like a scalp short, maybe to support resistance. If you kind of want to take like a longer stance here, you could wait for it to bounce, see if it's going to bounce, and try to scalp to the top there as well. I mean, you could really trade this thing either direction based off what it does in the next, like, say, hour. Very short time frame. Right now, if I had a gun to my head and I needed a Cardano trade, I would go short. But I think there is a scalp long there. But also keep in mind, you want to trade with the trend. All right. We're in a downtrend until it's not. All right. So generally for beginners, I would never advise to trade against the grain. I would only advise to trade with the fishes. So there you go. Make sure you have that blue alarm level set. Oh, I didn't set that alarm on the blue downtrend. And you have the alarm on the floor set on Cardano at 57 cents. Most important level on the chart. So there you go, everybody. Still about 231 people in here. You guys are awesome. Thanks for spending your Tuesday morning with me. I really appreciate it. I do. I'm very, very grateful for this opportunity and this amazing community that I have. I'm giving it hell, everybody. I'm giving it absolute hell. Thanks for supporting. Seriously, thank you. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. My name is AJ Writes Crypto. Get rich or get wrecked. Hope to see you in the Telegram group soon. Peace. Be safe.